I just start from the beginning, and my basic idea is that I characterize what action competence means and what resilience means. Here I just refer to psychological resilience, but the idea is quite the same. In fact, action competence is used in very many different fields of science. For example, medical science, military pedagogy, environmental and health education, and so on. The basic idea is that embodied agency is the very central notion in here. It means that the agent is not just a intelligent agent, but also embodied agent who is acting. And moreover, actor is all the time making his or her self-expressions when he or she is acting. Basically, when we speak acting, we speak some kind of physical behavior or something like that, which I refer technical acting or technical knowledge behind that kind of acting. When we speak about action competence, we refer also some kind of social, psychological, and ethical aspects in acting. We are saying who we are or who am I, or something that what I should do. Psychological resilience and more generally resilience is a very polysemic word. It refers to capacity to deal with or work on an adversity and psychological endurance. In literature, there is a lot of different kind of meanings and uses of resilience. Buffy and Pussy speaks about resilience term, and basically because we use it in so many different contexts, we have so many different meanings for that word. And then in the background of that word is some kind of to lead back or something like that. In English, Oxford Dictionary of English says that the resilience means ability to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. First uses of the notion are used in science and in mathematics, and there in every case the word has some kind of reactive meaning. Here we have some kind of definition which demonstrates that what I said before, and all these definitions, what we can find out from the literature, they in a sense refer that kind of reactive character of the notion. It is we refer to resilience every time after the case. It is reactive to some damage or some problems or something like that. And all these characterizations, what I have here, are written in same spirit. When we speak about action, we have to speak also some kind of agency. What it means to act, and basic idea is that agency is some type of intention goal formation and things like that, what are included in agency. Aristotle said that basically we don't infer when we act, we just have intention and we don't have any inference step behind before we start acting. We immediately start to act. When we speak about this kind of immediate act, we recognize that it has some kind of reactive aspect. There is some connection to what I said about resilience before. But when we speak about action competence, we recognize that there is something more we have to add into the action. Action is not just a physical performance. It is something deeply connecting to person. There is a connection to deeply to human personality. Actor is responsible for the acts he or she does. His responsibility, all the consequences, what follows from his or her act. This means that responsibility or acting entails also guilty. We are guilty of the consequences of our acts. And in a sense, acts always refer to the future. However, when we are in practice, we recognize that there is no such a thing that we all the time can take responsibility of our acts. We are just in practice. We are here and now, and we cannot properly be responsible for what we are doing. So when we speak about practical action competence, we usually refer something more concrete, more practical, more natural characterizations of actions. However, when we speak about action competence, we have to remember that we refer that deeper ontological meaning of the notion. It characterizes the human personality. If we take this more seriously, we recognize that it is connected to our personality in a very deep sense. In such that when we have, for example, some disease, it means that our action competence is somehow restricted. It demonstrates how vulnerable we are as a persons. In this sense, one brief characterizes two different types of ethics. First, ethics of value, and second, ethics of duty. We can see that in the first one, the values are very fundamental, and the latter is norms are most fundamental. It means that basically we usually refer that ethics of duty, we refer, when we speak ethics or duties, we refer to some norms, but at the same time, we disappear the values when we speak just ethics as norms. In fact, Toistalio has referred the same similar aspect. Then we recognize that when we speak about disease, we have to speak about caring. Medical doctor is a healer, he is not a scientist. However, in a case of disease, we need effective treatments, which entail that medical doctors emphasize their attention to disease, not to the patient as a person. But that kind of healing or caring is not proper healing, because in proper healing, we need to take the patient as a person. In this sense, Markum have defined two different kinds of caring. First, caring 1 and caring 2. The caring 1 is some kind of technical caring in which operations are done to the patients. And caring 2 is ethical-based caring in which patients is as a person. And caring 2 is caring which entails mutual respect and reliability. And as a closing words, I can say that we have seen that caring 2 shows how knowledge-based and ethical-based encounter can work together. And we have recognized that I cannot see my. We have seen that resilience is fundamentally reactive, and the same holds also, at least partially, to active competence. If we emphasize how we can get ready for the unexpected future, then ethical skills becomes into attention. And I can finish my talk by saying that basically resilience is after the damage and action is before the event, and which says that resilience is reactive and action competence is future oriented. Thank you for your attention.